Hello everybody and welcome back to the Dragon's Library. Today we are going to be talking about Cocaine Bear, but first, a little announcement. So, I was supposed to do a review on Forspoken, and I worked on it, and I had a script, and I had basically it ready to go, and even chopped up some video footage, and I just was talking, and the thought of editing it just kind of made me feel sad, because I just didn't have a lot I wanted to talk about with it. I feel like I didn't have enough energy for it anymore. It's one of those reviews I'd put off for so long, it feels almost pointless to review about it, so I'm kind of going to be skipping over it. Luckily, I did just finish Hogwarts Legacy, so I should be able to get a recording for that and start chopping up the footage before I lose interest in that one as well. So I am sorry to anyone who's looking for my opinion on Forspoken. If you wanted to know, I would give Forspoken a good 7 out of 10. No, 6.5 out of 10. It was okay. That's not exactly a ringing endorsement or anything, but it is what it is. Now, back to your regularly scheduled program. It's time to talk about a bear like it's high on cocaine. So, in case you haven't seen the utterly ridiculous trailers for this movie, this is a comedy horror film from 2023. And this movie may have the most on-the-nose title I have ever seen. Essentially, a drug smuggler drops a shipment of cocaine from his plane. He attempts to parachute out, but knocks himself unconscious, and he falls to his death. His body lands in Tennessee, but the cocaine is likely in Chattahoochee National Park. Simultaneously, in addition to the cocaine being dropped there, a bear stumbles upon some hikers, but before it sees them, it also finds this strange package, eats some, and gets freaking high. It loves it and wants to find more, and thus, the comedy slasher movie was born. So, basically what happens is after the hiker falls to his death and is found in Tennessee, a bunch of people, for various reasons, decide to go to the forest. In the nearby town, there is a mother whose daughter wants to go to the forest to paint some stuff, so skips school with a friend. The mom goes to find her. You've got the drug dealer who was ordering the cocaine. He wants to go recover it because the cartel's getting really angry at him, so he sends his son, who just is mourning for his wife, and his other best friend to go get the stuff so they can keep doing it. The son doesn't want any part of this and is constantly being like, can we just leave now? So he eventually decides to go up there on his own, following them. You also got a cop trying to track down a lead. You also got other people in the park, like the park rangers and a few punks who have been going around stabbing people, robbing people. They're mostly harmless. And all the while, you got a black bear trying to hunt down the last bits of the cocaine because it's really, really delicious for its cubs. Yes, we do get to see cocaine-fueled bear cubs. That is a thing that happens in a movie in 2023. It's pretty funny. So let's get into here. Is this a movie you want to go see? Yeah, definitely. Honestly, the sheer spectacle of the premise is fairly well established. It's a bear on cocaine. And it is definitely killing people because it is high out of its fucking mind. God, some of these scenes are just so funny. I really liked it. It's a different twist on the slasher movie premise. Basically, take a slasher movie. You know all the idiot teenagers? Make half of them adults, half of them a few of them little kids, and make them all even dumber than normal slasher movie victims, but give them a bit of common sense too. So they're dumb, but have common sense at the same time, and they make just as many mistakes, if not more. Now, make it so the slasher who's trying to kill them is actually a coked out bear just looking for more coke, and make it so there's cocaine scattered around the national park. Bingo, you got Cocaine Bear. This is definitely a comedy horror. It's not really scary. I don't think I would ever say you were supposed to be scared at any point in this movie. It does have a lot of gratuitous violence and gore. The bit with the ambulance where one lady gets her face, she falls out while on the gurney and the gurney falls face down. Her face slides across the tarmac, getting sand belted. That's probably some of the most graphic parts of this. But in general, it's meant to be more funny than scary. It just wears the tropes of a horror movie in order to, make you laugh. And it does a really good job of that. The bear is definitely CGI for the most part. You can tell at certain scenes. But I would say, on average, it's just a really funny, nice movie. The characters actually have a bit more depth to them than you think. There's this one punk and teenager who they get to lead to the cocaine stash they found because you got the drug dealers. The two of the members of the drug dealers don't want to be there. And the younger son of the grandfather doesn't want to be there at all because he wants to get out of the business. And he and the teenager just have like a nice, earnest conversation. It's like, I just want to go home. It's like, well, I want to get this job done. It's like, well, can you just play 20 questions with us? Like, we don't have much else to do while we're walking around this trail. It's like, fine, what am I? It's just like, it's just a nice, fun, human moments. And a lot of the movie tends to play on the comedy because what if it was more realistic? Like at the end, there are the two drug dealers who eventually, I'm not going to spoil what happens, but essentially one of them gets shot and they fall off the waterfall with the kids to escape the bear at the very end. And one of them is like bleeding out and it's like, hey man, I always loved you. You're always my best friend. Oh man, I really wish we could just quit the business together. And the mom dives back in the water, swims over, and the girl shouts, hey, don't worry, my mom's a nurse. Like, oh, okay. So yeah, I think the bullet grazed him a little bit right here. It's like, yeah, I got it. Yeah, that kind of humor. Making fun of a lot of the tropes you see in horror movies. It's a fun ride, good writing, so let's get into the conclusion. In general, Cocaine Bear is going to get most people attached by its sheer audacity. The premise is absurd, and apparently it's based on a true story. I did not look up how much it was based on a true story. There's also some really funny things, like the quote at the beginning about black bears and brown bears, how you're supposed to flee from some, but run from, approach others, assert your dominance. The quote is from Wikipedia, and that says all you need to know about the movie's sense of humor. It's great. So I think this is a stellar comedy horror movie. It definitely is one of those comedy horrors that really understands both horror and comedy well. And in general, it's just a surprisingly good movie. I'll be honest. When I first saw the trailer for this, I wrote this off as a dumb premise. And it absolutely is. This is one of the dumbest premises for a movie I've ever seen. But as a comedy movie, a dumb premise is a gold mine. And that's what this is. That's what this is doing. So, you know what? Seems good. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. If you're into some slapstick horror comedy nonsense, a lot of things like Scream, I guess, this is definitely for you. So, yeah. There's not really much to go into a spoiler talk here, so let's just go into the outro. With all things said and done, we have this movie, and I'm also going to go see Demon Slayer, Swordsman's Village, the Village of the Swordsman or whatever. The new Demon Slayer movie's coming out, and you know it's probably gonna get a 10 out of 10 for me. Look, it's Demon Slayer, it's ufotable. Sorry guys, they could make a shit story, they're still gonna have amazing graphics. And from what I understand, the Demon Slayer story is just getting better and better the more it goes on, so. Call me biased if you like, but it's coming up. I should have that review up sometime this Saturday. So, yeah. In addition, I also have finished up Hogwarts Legacy, so I should be working on a review for that. I'll probably write it up sometime this weekend, try and work on it that week, and have it out for Wednesday. Hope you guys enjoy that. In addition, I am starting on a new book. I'm actually starting on a book that did not come out this year because a sequel to it did. I've been doing that a lot lately. It was called The Dragon's Promise by Elizabeth Lim. It has a sequel, which is called Six Crimson Cranes, which is coming out this year. It's already out, actually. I already have both their audiobooks. So I'm going to be listening to those over the next week, trying to get another book review out for you guys. I really enjoy reviewing books. I have a fun time with it. I feel like books don't get enough attention on YouTube, which is partially due to the fact that in a video format, you need a lot of footage to work with, and books, unless they're really popular, don't have like a lot of fan art to draw on or anything. But I really think more people need to read or listen to audiobooks. I like to promote those whenever I can. Yes, kids, read more. Reading's fun. I say that as someone who genuinely thinks that. So yeah, that's basically everything that's coming up. Moving on from there, we have the subscribe orb. If you haven't gone to my channel and subscribed yet, go here and subscribe. There's also 2 links on screen. One of them goes to a video YouTube recommends, the other to a playlist. Check out one of those, and I will see you next time. Bye.